old town of Blois in the lower Loire Valley is a good place to start exploring the region. The town predates the Roman era. The picturesque town extends over several hills on the banks of the lower River Loire, dominated by its cathedral and the Chateau, for centuries a favorite residence of French kings.
What's special about the Chateau de Blois is that it's 4 chateaux in one, from 4 different eras. One part is from the 13th century, the Great Hall.
Remains of the medieval fortress are apparent, as are influences of later French kings who all left their marks on the chateau, including Gothic elements, facades from the early Renaissance, and neoclassicist eras. And one of the best ways to explore the Loire Valley is by pedal power. Over 400 castles are concentrated in the region. The 16th century Chateau de Chambord is the most famous of these. The Renaissance building overlooking the banks of the Loire hosts a garden festival every year from April to October. The Chateau de Viandry, known the world over for its gardens, is listed as a historical site. The region is also renowned for its vineyards, like these around the small town of Vouvray. The Chenin Blanc grape variety is typical of the region's wines.
You can do anything with our grapes. You can make sparkling wine out of them, for example, or a very good white wine. And our white wines can be dry, semi-dry, semi-sweet, or even a late harvest. I know of very few grapes that you can do that with.
Back on the banks of the Loire, in Amboise, yet another chateau turns up that was a residence of French kings. One of them, Francis I, brought Italian artists and craftsmen back from one of his wars with Italy and boosted the French Renaissance. The most famous of those Italian artists lived right next door, in the Clos Lucé Manor house. The artist and scholar Leonardo da Vinci spent his last years here. Replicas of his inventions from those years are exhibited here, but his principal task appears to have been to entertain the king. The two met almost daily to discuss topics worthy of the Renaissance man.
Leonardo da Vinci and King Francis I had a very close relationship. The king called him father, and according to legend, da Vinci died in the king's arms.
That's certainly how it happens in one painting, but not necessarily in reality. What is certain is that da Vinci was buried in this little chapel near the chateau. The next chateau is a short bike ride away, but this one is not so much for sightseeing as for sleeping. The 14th century Chateau de Arpentis is just one of many private chateaux in the region that take in overnight guests. It stood empty until 5 years ago when Suzanne bought it.
Owning a chateau is something people like to dream about, although it actually means a lot of work and problems. But you just have to face bravely the adventure ahead and try to give the chateau a new life at long last.
And visitors can feel like royalty, thanks to the dedication of such modern-day lords and ladies of the chateau who provide the perfect end to a day in the Loire Valley.